Welcome back to the realest channel on YouTube. Another month of absence and then I return at the end, so I'm consistent. I'm consistent with what I do. Today we're going to be reacting to Jake Paul's hit list.
Jake Paul's hit list. Gibb, done. Nate Robinson, done. Ben Askren, done. Tyron Woodley, August 29th. Canelo, scared. Nate or Nick Diaz, whichever one wants it. Kamaru, Disney Channel, Usman. Timmy Fury, Conor McGregor, KSI. Gervonta Davis, Floyd's son, and maybe Logan Paul. Question mark. I'll see y'all August 29th, because next up is Tyron Woodley.
Okay, he sent us, or showed us, I should say, bare names, bare man that he wants to activate on. And I thought we should just have a look through it and see who's already been ticked off, who he plans on fighting in the future. So we know Nate Robinson, Gibb, and Ben Askren have been ticked off his list, and he's now moving on to Tyron Woodley this weekend. He put his brother on there, which is Bance, obviously. I can't see them man fighting. I think they would, like in their minds, I think in both their minds, they're like, yeah, we're brothers who could scrap. But I think when it comes down to making an event of it, I don't know if it's worth doing that. It's worth a good sparring session. It's worth a glorified sparring session, but I don't think it's worth everyone investing into an event per se to see Jake and Logan fight each other. Tank, Gervonta Davis, heard about his plane crash. He's fine, so he's blessed. That's good. Jake actually reached out and said, I'm glad you're okay, champ, besides all my trash talk. And Tank was still on the hostility thing and told him to f off. So shout out to Jake for having some courtesy to make sure my man was okay. That's a respectful thing to do. Tank weighs what, 63 kilos if that, and Jake walks around at 90, 88, 87, all these sort of numbers. So again, just a name on the list for the sake of winding Tank up, and I guess it worked because he's pissed. Been screaming Conor McGregor's name for time. I think in Jake's heart, deep down, that's who he wants, and because he just knows that he can bounce off him and promote him and Conor on the same, at the same press conference, on the same podium, whatever you want to call it. They can talk and they'll be able to promote a fight easy. All of us will be invested within a week. I believe that, and I think Jake knows that as well. And when you're in a game that's about chasing the bread and getting the bread, Conor McGregor attracts bread. With Jake taking boxing seriously now, he has to start to consider weight. It's not back in the day with YouTubers where it was like by a subscriber, where it's like if you got 2 million subscribers and I got 2 million, even if we're 15 kilos apart, let's fight because it makes sense for clout. This is now, we're talking about athletic performance, we're talking about a professional sport, not white collar, not entertainment. This is professional sport. You have to be fair to the opponents in terms of the weight, the rehydration period. These are things that should be considered. Even though Jake could say I have a lot less fighting experience than these guys, they need to give me something. They don't, do they? Really? They want to win, right? So why else should they give you a handicap? Like, if you want to win, then you should win, and you should win when you say, look, it was fair and I banged him in his face. Not like, oh yeah, because I ain't been boxing that long, I should fight someone a lot lighter than me because then it makes it equal. The person who wants to win should maximize the opportunity to win, and if that's because they were born heavier, then they should fight at the weight that they best perform at to win against Jake, not to have the excuse to fall back on to say, oh, because of my weight and da. So everyone going forward should bear that in mind, not take this guy lightly and just have everything in your favor to win the fight. Take a little break in my rant. myprotein.com, 37% off, as you know. It's actually a nice little t-shirt going on. It's tie-dye, you know. I like it with the orange MP on the chest. Works for me. Lovely. Go grab yours. 37% off. Link is in the description. But yeah, moving on to the next opponent, JJ, KSI. Obvious, their paths may cross. Don't be surprised if they don't, because they're really in different places right now. Like if they fight, cool, we all been waiting for it, great. If they don't, then how will our lives be affected if Jake Paul and JJ don't fight? Like, will everyone not be able to live their life and beat themselves up about it and scream that it's a fight they want to see? Possibly. For the time being, I could live not caring if JJ and Jake fight. Next on the list, Tommy Fury also fighting on the undercard against Anthony Martinez, which is Jake Paul's sparring partner and training partner. Tommy Fury, great fight. Again, on Jake Paul's hit list. That's a great fight because it can be easily built. A lot of people in the US may not understand how big Tommy Fury is over here because of Love Island and because because of being on that platform. People don't realize people die for that Love Island stuff. 9 o'clock every day, sit down, don't miss nothing. Like it's a big deal. Not something that I watch personally. I have seen it, but not something I watch personally. But it's a huge deal, and a lot of the market that watch Love Island, who follow Tommy still to this day, will now watch Jake Paul and care about who Jake Paul is if those two decide to fight. Kamaru Usman, that's a fight that would have decent hype in my opinion. I don't know if it's worth the risk, I would say. Skill wise, peak of his career, fresh, more of a problem than Tyron Woodley, better boxing than Tyron Woodley, for example. That's a shaky one. Kamaru Usman, Canelo, that's the two. Kamaru Usman and Canelo. I'm not even acknowledging Tank because Tank is too small. Kamaru Usman, someone who I think genuinely would beat Jake Paul, and Canelo, of course. Nate Diaz and Nick Diaz, they're still maybes. They're still maybes. We know Nate can box, Nick can box, but these are guys with mileage on the clock, and anything can happen at any time. They cut easy. You know, there's a lot of elements there. It was a good hit list, and when I heard about it, obviously, I checked. I was like, did Jake put me on this hit list? But then I didn't see my name there, so I was like, cool, say no more. I think he appreciates that I'm trying to, boxing wise anyway, stay out of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do my own thing on that. I stay connected to the community through the channel, and boxing wise, I want to take little steps away and do my thing. Canelo, I'm not even going to waste my time trying to analyze that. But listen, people, that is my reaction to Jake Paul's boxing hit list. We know this weekend he is fighting Tyron Woodley, and I'll do a reaction video to that almost immediately. I'll try and be on point with that. Check your subscription feed if I'm not on your home page. Pure Oxygen, go check them as well. Always sipping on that. You see that? Look, drop the shoulder, bam, they're chilling next to the plat. Go and check that out as well. And yeah, check out the other channels, Real and Wills. Alright, welcome back to the Real and Wills podcast. Golden cheeky. Stay in tune with what the realist is doing.
I pushed my head down the whole time.
Look, you're jumping. Spit me.
Bro, you're jumping to hold my head. Bro, he spared me.
And I should have some stuff for you soon. It's the end of the video. If you don't know what I do at the end of the video, boom!
Bro, that's spicy one got you, yeah?
Sometimes the wrong path. Cool. Alright, we're live.